free spirit. What about you?
Yes.
Yeah. 3, go. Free from fear. I can be free from fear. Authentic.
Hello, free spirits. While you're on your feet, please turn to one another and offer the Namaste greeting. Namaste to our musicians. Namaste. Love that harmonica, Steve. Namaste. Namaste, everyone. Namaste to our tech team, Brian and Jesus. In the back, I see you. I love you guys. And namaste to our love streamers. Mama Jody, I see you. I love you. Namaste. Namaste, Greta. This is a shout out to Greta. Told her I'd give her a shout out. All right. Woohoo. Wow. Grand Rising, beloveds. Wow, what a great day. My name is Reverend Elizabeth Rowley Hogue, and I am the spiritual leader here, and it is my joy to welcome you to the Awakening Ways Center for Spiritual Living, where all that we ask is that you remain open to the possibility of changing your entire life by changing your mind. This service has been designed especially for you. Welcome home. We have been waiting for you. Now we have an affirmation for today, and I invite you to please repeat after me. I am ascending to higher heights in my spiritual awareness. I am ascending. I ascend. And so it is. And now our practitioner of the day, Ann Hanneline, is going to come up and offer our Science of Mind reading and our opening prayer. Thank you, Ann.
Thank you. Morning. So first and always, we remind you that we are a community that strongly believes in the power of prayer. And if you have any prayer needs or desires, then we encourage you to fill out a prayer request slip that we have over here to my left and your right, and to put it in the box, and the prayer team, the soul support team, will pray for you all week. And this is just a beautiful way to have what it is that you want affirmed into the mind of God. And then in that way, we can create it. And then also, if you want a quick prayer today after the service, you can meet me in the back, in the lobby, and I will give you a quick 3-minute miracle prayer. Yes. And then finally, if you want more in-depth, you can make an appointment with any one of the practitioners or ministers that are on our soul support team, and they will gladly do a practitioner session with you. So that is always available to you. Also, I want to point out that we have practitioner Kristen Barnhart sitting in our high watch seat this morning, and she is holding consciousness for this entire service, which is a very sacred act that she is performing for us, and we are very grateful. So my reading this morning, have we breathed yet? Have we breathed together? Let's just take a moment and just breathe a couple of deep breaths together as we settle into our seat. And I want to introduce you to this book. It's called The Voice Celestial, and it was written by Ernest Holmes and his brother Fenwick Holmes. And on the back here, it is likened to the Iliad of Homer, in that it is an epic poem of his spiritual education, his journey, his awakening. And I've never read anything like it. And so I'm going to read to you a little bit out of it this morning. And in the first part of this epic poem, there are 3 persons. There is the scribe, who is somewhat of a narrator. There is the farer, who is the journeyer, the seeker. And then there is the presence. And the presence, of course, is the divine mind and voice of the divine. And at this point in the poem, the farer has ascended to a higher consciousness, just like our affirmation. And the scribe writes, "Then it was the fair chanted, with a vision so possessed that his conscious thought supplanted, freed his soul to speak the rest. Inner presence, great and mighty. Inner God that undivided is the truth that is the me. Inner peace that has provided. Inner calm that comes from thee. Inner life that lives completely. Inner truth that never fails me. Inner love that gives so freely. Inner eye by which I see. Inner ear that hears me always. Thou art that I am in me." And so I praise this inner presence, knowing that the same inner presence, the same inner divine, is one and the same with the divine, the creator, the one who created all of the cosmos, who created all of life, who is all in all, who is love, who is law, who is present in every being everywhere. And I praise this inner presence, knowing that it is here this morning in all of its love and it's all of its wisdom, knowing that there is something here for everyone. And the power of that presence is working through our musicians this morning as they sing and lift us up and uphold us in the truth of our unity with Spirit. And the same presence is powerfully working through Reverend Elizabeth as she gives us her message this morning, full of truth that upholds us and heals us and finds its place in us so that we can further ascend in our consciousness. And so I speak this word into the law, knowing that the law is true, yesterday, today, and forever. Grateful in my heart for all the blessings that are coming our way this morning. I can just release my word into the law and I can let it go. And so it is.
It certainly is a lovely day. Lovely day.
Wake up in the morning, love, and the sunlight hits my eyes, and something with that warning, love. Thanks.
Let's try this again.
We wanted to do that again anyway.
Yeah. So, 4. When I wake up in the morning,
love,
and
the sunlight hits my
eyes, and
something without warning, love, bears heavy on my mind.
well,
When I look at you, and the world's all right with me, just one look at you, and I know it's gonna be a lovely day.
Lovely day, lovely day, lovely day,
Lovely day.
lovely day, lovely day, lovely day, lovely day.
When the day that lies ahead of me
seems impossible to face.
when someone else instead of me always seems to know the way, so then I look at you, and the world's all right with me. Just one look at you, and I know it's gonna be a lovely day. A lovely day. A lovely day. Lovely day. Lovely day. Lovely day. A lovely day. It's a lovely day. Lovely day. Lovely day. Lovely day. Lovely day. Then I look Then I look at you, and the world's all right with me. Just one look at you, and I It's a lovely, lovely day.
All right. Yeah, we don't know what's happening with that microphone, but we could hear you in the room, Steve. So, yay! You got to come in person, guys. Woo! Grand Rising, beloveds. My name is Reverend Elizabeth Rowley Hogue, and I am the spiritual leader of this community. For those of you who just walked in or just tuned in, I use she, her gender pronouns, and the land upon which we gather is the unceded territory of the Chumash and Salinan people. And let's go ahead and take a deep breath together. And another one. And one more. And now we're together here in this breath and this oneness, and I invite you in this moment to consider something you're grateful for. What are you grateful for right now? Thank you. I see people pointing at each other. How sweet is that? Yeah, feel that appreciation wash over your body and transform your being in this moment. And just feel that love and gratitude. It's a great day to be alive, isn't it? Well, I've been gone for so long. I'm like, what's happening here? Something wonderful is happening, that's what. I think the last time I was here was June 2nd. And then I was out of town. We had our granddaughter's first birthday, which was amazing. But then we were given the gift of COVID when we got home. And so then I was out for a week. My husband and I, Travis, we were both out for a week and testing negative now. Still a little nasally, but that is definitely a spiritual practice, right? When you get sick, you've got to really tune into spirit and tune into the truth and know that you're getting well, even in the midst of these symptoms, Wow. So, by the way, Travis wanted me to let you all know that he is home. So now we're packing because we're moving on Wednesday to our beach house, which is wonderful. Yeah. Major life changes going on here, and it's so good to be here with you guys because this is very grounding, It's very grounding for me, very anchoring to be here, and I've been thinking about you over the past couple of weeks, and just sending out love, and so anyway, Travis loves you all, and he'll be here next week, and so things are great, no problems, all is well. Yes? Cool. So the seed of awakening for June has been holy boldness. I love that. Holy boldness. And the talk title for today is Higher Heights. And by the way, was it June 9th? Last 2 Sundays ago was June 9th, I think. And we had Delon as our guest speaker. How was Delon, you guys? Yeah, of course. He's amazing. And then last Sunday, we had Karen Drucker and Gary Lynn Floyd, which was amazing too, right? Let's give them some love. It's Father's Day. And I feel like I missed so much. And then this week, June 23rd, the talk title for this week is Higher Heights. Higher Heights. And now, as soon as I started considering this talk title, what came to me was, don't let good get in the way of great. Don't let your good get in the way of your great. In other words, if I were to say, how you doing? Pretty good, you might say. Pretty good. Some of you might say, not too good, but whatever. Things will, this too shall pass, right? But you might say, I'm good, like content, happy. But this is a call to not allow yourself to not imagine the possibility of things being even more magnificent. Can you imagine? Wow. Like things are really great right now, but what if it's even greater? What else is possible, in other words? And so taking us to higher heights is really about us allowing ourselves to expand and grow spiritually and become more of who we came here to be. It's not like we're trying to become someone different, someone other than who we already are. We are really becoming more of who we already are, but maybe we forgot along the way, or maybe we were discouraged along the way, or maybe we were misguided. Do you know where I'm coming from here? Is this making sense to you? So it's like that space of remembering who we really are. And we gotta just, it's like taking off the shoes, the old socks, and the old clothing. I mean, you're not gonna be naked, but taking it off and letting that go, right? And putting on the new outfit, which is the outfit of you and who you are and who you came here to be. Are you with me? Yeah. And so we're always growing and evolving in spirit. Our spiritual consciousness is always expanding and lifting us higher. We are tapped into the greatness of God, always expressing through each of us. Wow, that's reassuring, isn't it? And so don't let good get in the way of your great. I love this idea of ascension and this concept of ascension. Now, does anyone else see the number 11 or the time 11:11, or is it just me? Does it seem like every time you look at the clock, it's 11:11? It's like, did I program myself to look at the clock at that time, or what's the deal here? Yes? I know, I've got a million screenshots. I see Karen looking through her photos to see. And you take a screenshot, or you're in your kitchen and you look up at the clock and the digital clock says 11:11. So I've started this awesome practice, which is whenever I see 11:11, I go, ascend, 11:11, ascend. And it actually does something to me, right? Whatever's happening in the moment is like, whatever I'm feeling or experiencing, maybe I'm at work at my day job, 11:11, ascend. And then it's like that has me let go of everything that was happening and be in the presence and the stillness of the one. And it's powerful. It's powerful, and I love that, right? So taking those numbers and allowing 11:11 to be a time of ascension, and then you'll be surprised if you take on this practice, you'll start to see 11:11 all the time. And 11, because that's how spirit works, that's how the universe works, right? It's forever calling, it's forever beckoning to us. It's seeking our attention because it wants us to live and love and experience a life that we love, right? Sometimes we get caught up in whatever's happening, or whatever the situation or circumstances are in our lives, especially those that we don't like, and we can get cranky about it. Anyone? Or is it just me? You ever get cranky about things, right? Thank you. Thank you for admitting it. Yes, you win. So in numerology, 11:11 is actually considered a significant moment for an event to occur. And it's seen as an example of synchronicity. Now, here we don't believe in synchronicity. I call them God winks. I call them, the universal communication. There are no synchronistic moments. It's all divinely guided, and it's all happening on purpose. So a favorable sign or a suggestion of some kind of spiritual influence. And the spiritual influence for me is ascend, right? Ascend, and I think of all the beings that have ascended, including the loved ones that I have who are no longer here in physical form. They have ascended, or I think of times when I have ascended something. Do you remember a time when you actually ascended something that was like bringing you down, and you needed to have a transformation, and you were so over it? You were so over it, but you couldn't get out of the trench. Like you needed someone to just reach their hand in and pull you out. Can you remember a time when that happened? And you ascended that. I remember those times. 11:11, ascend. There's so much power in that. Are you with me in this? I mean, there's just so much power. So the number 11 is especially important in numerology because it represents new beginnings, the start of a new phase of life, or the imminence of a positive event. Positive events are imminent. Something wonderful is about to happen, right? That's pronoia, okay? And we do that here. We're all about pronoia, not paranoia. Something horrible is about to happen. I used to be like that. Oh no, something bad, something very bad is going to happen. But I got into this teaching, and then it occurred to me that something wonderful is happening, and I can look at my life in a way that is a mindset of pronoia. Something magnificent is about to happen, especially when things happen that we don't necessarily like or love. Anybody ever have those? Right? And you experience this thing, and it's like, well, I don't really want to be having this happen right now. But it must mean that something wonderful is going to happen, because sometimes things need to end in order for new beginnings to happen. Sometimes you have to reach the end and hit the wall of the maze in order to get free, right? Oh, yeah. Oh, I just got the God buzz because that totally resonates, you know? And so some say that seeing 11:11 is a nudge from the universe to actually stay focused and keep working because good things are on the way. Good things. Others say it's a sign that your soul is actually ready for new beginnings and carries transformative energy. Now, I started seeing 11:11 more when my dad got sick. And so then I started to have it be a communication. It was like, that's my dad talking to me, right? 11:11. And I'd be like, hey, Dad. Yeah, I know, you're still here. And it happened so frequently. So you can make it mean whatever it's going to mean to you, you know? Whenever I see 11:11, though, God now absolutely nudges me with the word ascend. And if I'm quick enough, I get a screenshot on my phone. Like, I'll literally just look at my phone and, oh, it's 11:11. She does it too, yesterday, right? And so I'll take a screenshot and send it to my husband. And then sometimes it's like, oh, it's still 11:11? Sometimes I catch it just in time, and then as soon as I get that screenshot, it's 11:12. But sometimes it's like right at the beginning. Anyway, 11:11, you know, ascend. So whenever I do that, something happens to me energetically. There's a shift that takes place in me. And that's what I'm really talking about, whether it's 11:11 or whether it's every time you see a UPS truck. Ascend. You get to decide, right? Whatever it is for you. That's going to happen for you every time you see one now. Or a DHL truck. I mean, whatever. This is so fun. Like, you get to play with the universe this way, right? You get to use your power and the presence that is within you to remind you of how wonderful this life is. Because sometimes we forget. Sometimes we forget. So have some fun and enjoy this. And this is all the result of higher heights, right? How do we use these tools in our lives? You know, I've been to spiritual communities before where things were just preached at me or to me, and I didn't know how to apply it in my life. It just sounded real good. So here you go, exactly how to do it, right? We take these tools into our lives and use them, and we allow these higher heights to take us higher than where we are right now. And so what I do sometimes is imagine that Spirit is for me, you know, nothing is against me. And when I imagine that, all the other thoughts that would try to have me believe otherwise, and even for me, there are those thoughts, right? All of those thoughts that would have me try to believe otherwise dissolve, and they just dissolve back into the native nothingness from whence they came. And I remember that something wonderful is happening right now. And I imagine that Spirit is for me, there's nothing against me. And as I imagine that, I can stand in that awareness of pure love. I can stand in that awareness of knowing, excuse me, and knowing that I know, that also feels really good, doesn't it? When you know and you know that you know, and there's this unwavering sense of absolute positivity and awareness and clarity and wholeness and perfection. God is so good. So we can't lift our vision. We can't lift our vision and our expectations if we're looking down or looking in the past, right? Looking at what happened yesterday. There's some kayakers out there. That looks like fun. We can't lift our vision and expectations if we're looking down or if we're looking back at the past and talking about what happened yesterday. We must elevate our vision upward, beyond the clouds, beyond the stars, beyond the rainbow, to rise to higher heights. Have you heard that song, Somewhere Over the Rainbow? I love that. That's the song that I walked in for my wedding with Travis, Somewhere Over the Rainbow. And it was so beautiful, right? The infinite spectrum of spirit applies directly to us. And so we're called to set our sights higher and imagine what else is possible. There is something magnificent happening right here, right now. Wow, Spirit is just talking through me today. I've missed you guys. Had a lot to say, I guess. Okay, I'm going to slow it down a little bit, though. Slow it down. I'm going to slow it down here. So the first thing we have to do is remove some actual hidden beliefs. We've got to remove the hidden beliefs that tell us that we don't deserve it, or that we can't have it or be it, or that we aren't good enough or strong enough or powerful enough or whatever it is, yes? We've got to remove those, because you know you have hidden beliefs when you're doing all the right things and it's not happening. You're praying, you're doing your prayer, your affirmation, you're meditating, 40 minutes in the morning, 40 minutes in the midday, and 40 minutes at night. You're doing your spiritual education, you're reading, you're fellowshipping, you're in circulation, and something is not happening because you're doing all the right things and you're being all the right things. So when that something is not happening, it is that there is a hidden belief that is causing you to stay in the past or to stay in that space, because we can only draw into our lives what we can become. And so if mentally we are countering what we deeply desire, then it's basically like two arrows in the air that just cancel each other out. Which reminds me of going to the gym just now. So I go to the gym a lot. I work out. I consider myself an athlete. I've done a lot of amazing things, ridden my bicycle from San Francisco to Los Angeles 4 times. What? It's like 565 miles. And so all the training for that, thank you. Hiked Half Dome a bunch of times in preparation to hike Mount Whitney in a day. Did that. So I'm always in training, it feels like, right? And so I recently was made aware that, and this probably seems obvious to you guys, but it's not just exercising, it's also the food you eat. And it's not just how much, because somehow we've been trained, or I was trained to think that it was about the calories, the number of calories. Well, it's not just that. There's this whole new thing called macros, and your macros have to be just right for your body type and how much you blah, blah, blah. It's this whole thing. Well, it's science. I love science. That's why I love this teaching, right? It's science. And there's a specific science to this. And the science is that if you eat more protein, you build lean muscle. So if I just eat less, I end up losing my lean muscle. What was that sound? Oh, thank you. And so in the meantime, I am working out really hard, eating less. But when I should be building muscle, I'm actually just losing muscle because I'm not eating enough. Are you with me? Okay. So, so I can keep working out. And I work out hard. Like, I work out really hard. I should be muscular. But I go and I take this in-body scan thing where you stand there, and it's like 45% fat. What? 45% fat? That's ridiculous. Like, I work out really hard. This is weird, right? That's the hidden thing, you know? So the hidden belief, so it's just like that, right? We've got to find what that is and then use the science to turn it around. So I'm working on it, and it's counterintuitive for me because I've got to eat more. Eat more? I thought I wanted to eat less. Now I've got to eat more protein, and hey, if you can't get your 86 grams of protein in a day, that's a lot of protein. It's a lot, but it actually works. Oh, all this time I could have been eating all of this food because it's turning into muscle, which is what I actually want. Anyway, I won't go into any more details with that. The point of that is, that's similar to hidden beliefs, right? We've got hidden beliefs. We're working towards something, but it's not working, and there's a reason. So the reason being that there's some hidden belief that we've got to release and let go so that it is no longer creating the life for us, because we want to create a life that we love. We want to create the life that works for us, and we're co-creating with the divine always, yes? Now this removal of hidden beliefs can be done with energy pulls. Now I think I shared a little bit about energy pulls before, but I'm going to walk us through the practice of doing an energy pull together. It's a meditative practice, and we'll let go of hidden beliefs and pull in the energy to become more of who we came here to be. And it's a powerful experience, so we're going to do that. Now, remember, we live in a bountiful universe of greatness that continually exposes us to higher heights if we're open to it. We've got to be open to it, right? We've got to be open to it. Do you want to have an experience of a mighty, magnificent, beautiful, powerful life that you love? What? Yeah. I'm sorry, I didn't hear you. Yeah, of course, right? Of course. Of course. Now, in the science of mind, we believe that the universal presence is limitless with unlimited source and supply. Now, this means that abundance and plenty is overflowing. It's overflowing. Everything that we want for, everything that we desire is right here, right now. We just need to wake up to it and become aware of it. And so we've got to also participate in this law of circulation and abundance to ensure that we're not harboring beliefs in lack and limitation. Yes, we actually do that. I'm going to hold on to this belief because it keeps me safe in my little circle. Yes? Nobody comes into this circle. So we do that, but the call for us is to practice circulation. And you practice, so how Spirit does one thing, Spirit does everything. And so I really use that in my own life. In other words, if I begin to practice circulation, say, for example, I go into my closet and I'm like, oh, haven't worn this in 2 years, haven't worn that, which I'm doing, by the way. And then you take these things and you take them down to the donation station, and you are basically releasing them back into circulation because they've just been sitting in your closet, like not doing anything. You haven't been wearing them. They've just been there. So we do the same thing with our beliefs. Now, once you do something like that, if you want to experience a transformation in your life, begin your circulation by cleaning out your closet. Yes, it's that simple. Or a junk drawer. Anybody have a junk drawer? Anybody have 2 junk drawers? Anybody have a junk closet? How about a junk room? Right? Yeah. We got to clean this stuff out, man. Maybe somebody needs that stuff. You aren't using it. You aren't using it. What is going on? Isn't it funny that we do that? So when we're in the divine flow with Spirit, our life reflects abundance and it reflects our heart's desires. So that's another thing to consider. If things aren't moving in your life as you would like them to, like there's not a quickening. You can create a quickening by going through that junk drawer, junk room, junk closet, junk garage, whatever, whatever it is, house. Someone said that, I don't know who it was. Even if our circumstances may not seem opulent or prosperous, our attitudes can still reflect abundance. They can still reflect that abundance consciousness. And then we get to draw it into us. Prosperity consciousness, right? So you may have noticed that not all people who are rich in resources are actually happy and have a prosperity consciousness. They need to practice this too, right? They need to practice it too. So we're all here in this lifetime living the best that we can. And as we apply these spiritual learnings and practices, we do better and we expand our awareness. And collectively, we create a world that is better for everyone. Who doesn't want that? So consider that actually you doing the work in your own life is contributing to the whole world. Oh, wow. Well, if it's for that cause, then I'll do it. Right? Yeah. Aren't we funny beings? So I want to share a story about climbing Mount Whitney. I mentioned that earlier, or hiking, I guess. Mountaineering, okay? So we began our epic journey at 2 a.m. in the dark, wearing headlamps along with dozens of other hikers on the same mission. Now, it's worth the effort to wake up at that hour on a moonlit morning to watch these hikers ascend wearing headlamps, looking like some sort of spiritual procession, or waking up in the woods expecting to hear Disney cartoon animals jump out singing zippity-doo-dah, zippity-yay. Oh my goodness, it's totally worth that. And I had 3 hiking buddies when I went on this journey, and they dropped out. They dropped out at like 6 miles in, but I didn't know that. They had apparently, I learned later, developed acute mountain sickness. And so that's fancy terminology for altitude sickness, right? Now, with 6 miles behind me and 4.7 miles ahead, there was a brutal and relentless ascent through, I think it's 97 switchbacks, 2.2 miles, and I realized I'm either going to do this now or never, right? This is like, it's happening now. I'm here at this point, and I'm facing it, and I actually feel pretty good. I feel pretty good. My friends have the food and water, but I mean, hey, I think I'm going to do it. So this is the first part of the trail that actually weeds out the hikers who have any ounce of doubt in them. And there's a book that actually says that. Like, if you're not ready, you're going to stop here, right? This is the time that you will give up. You will hit the wall and turn back. And so this is where fortitude and extreme determination have to be your mindset. And I remember talking with my friends before we left. We were planning for this trip for months in advance, and they didn't have it in them. They didn't have the intention of completing. They said, well, we're going to see how we do. And I was like, okay, all right. I'm going to do it, so like that's my intention. And they wanted to just see how they felt about it when they got there, right? So a lot of this is about our own intention, yes? What is your intention, right? And so fortitude, determination, 3 hours after I traversed 5 snowfields, cable steps, ice, and this infamous chute that is like where there's nothing between me and the slope below on my own, right? I did it, and I arrived at the trail crest with 2 miles left to the Mount Whitney summit. I talked to a bunch of people who are descending, and I asked them, hey, how hard is the rest of this trail, right? I'm trying to figure out if I should go or not. And I continued to check in with folks, and this woman came and said, well, there's actually cell signal at the top. And I said, what? She said, yeah, I called my mom and I checked in on Facebook. And I thought that was so cute. And I thought, well, I could always call and get a helicopter out of here maybe if I need to. Like what, it occurred to me that what happens when it gets dark, But I've already hiked through the dark. I've got my headlamp. And that woman who said she updated her Facebook status and checked in, I thought that was so cute that was enough for me to continue. And so I kept going, and I thought, yeah, I'll text my buddies and let them know what's up, right? So 2 hours go by. Yeah, right. 2 hours later, I arrive at the summit. Not bad. 2 hours. I am convinced, actually, I was convinced I would never see it. And then, when you're like in your life and you're going and going and going, and it's like, are we there yet? Like, is this it? Are we there yet? How many more rocks am I going to have to, I've seen it for the past 2 hours. I could see it, but I haven't quite gotten there, right? Anyway, I'm there, and I'm so amazed, and I'm just ready to sit down. And right in that moment, a man and his son come running over to me, and they give me this huge hug, and the man lifts me into the air, and I'm just like, who are these people? And there's like, congratulations, you did it. It was like the welcoming squad, right? And I was so happy. I was so filled with love and joy because I didn't have my friends there to celebrate, but I didn't need them, it turned out, right? And it was so beautiful. And so there I was at the highest point in the contiguous United States, and I looked out in all directions, and I could see so far. I was in awe. I was so amazed. It was so beautiful. And there was a book that I signed, and I took a couple of photos and checked for cell signal, but I wasn't successful. But that was enough to get me there. Isn't that funny? Yeah, that was enough to get me there. And so no cell signal, and then I thought, well, I'm going to have to now descend. And it's like 5 p.m. already, right? And so this man and his son, the man was a mountaineer, like that was his thing. And his 13-year-old son congratulated me, the two who congratulated me at their top, they said, we actually entered through the Mountaineers route, which is via the east face, and we're going to come down this route, and do you want to join us? Right? Doesn't that make you want to cry? And I was like, this is God in form right here. This is God in form. This is what's happening. I'm so grateful. I get to pace with these people, because left to my own devices, I probably would have been like, I'm just going to sit here and take a little nap, But I ended up pacing with them, and I think I fell like 5 times, dropped my poles many more times, but they kept going, and I had to keep going with them. And there were several times when I was like, God, slow down, right? But they were on it. They knew they needed to get down off this mountain. And so we did it. And my friends were very worried. We arrived back at the trailhead at the Whitney Portal in a record 6 hours, 11:20 p.m. Right? Yes. 11:20 p.m. Thank you. Oh, we really booked it, you guys. We really booked it. My friends were worried, and they were very, very happy to see me and hear from me. And they shared with me their actual search and rescue plans, right? They were like, we got to go find her. And and it was okay, though. We knew all was well. I'm going to have some water real quick. I felt grateful that they were already planning to locate me. But I was up for about 3 more hours. I tell you, my feet have never ached like that, ever in my life, so badly. And my roommate was making fun of me because I was literally moaning in pain, like, oh. This was the hardest hike or task for me ever, the hardest thing I've ever done. It was epic. It was totally adventurous, totally action-packed, with multiple stream crossings, snowfield crossings, and a short rock climb here and there. But it was an epic journey, and I completed it 22 miles in 21 and a half hours, a few blisters, and I lost 7 pounds that day. What? What's the science of this, right? So, yeah. And what does that have to do with experiencing higher heights, the topic for today? Well, what that is about, my friends, is this happens to us in our lives. There are so many things that we have accomplished, and when we were setting out to do these things or to be these things or to become specific things, right? To become more of who we are, we sometimes think, we can't do it. It's too hard. I don't have the energy, or I'm not going to make it, or, we can't see the forest for the trees, so we may just want to give up. But the calling for us is to remember those times, because we did do it. We did make it to the other side. We did become what we thought we could not, and we achieved that. And so this is also true for our spiritual nature. Now, it's so interesting to me when I first came into a Science of Mind community and I was learning all of the principles and all the spiritual truths, and the minister said so many cool things. I think I said a few cool things today. And, I was like just gathering all this cool stuff, right? But I was unhealed. I had some healing to do. I had some hidden beliefs that I needed to work on, right? And sometimes you don't have to necessarily pinpoint what those are. You just keep working on yourself and keep knowing the truth and learning more about who you are and who you came here to be, and the stuff just falls away because you recognize it has no power over you. You know what I mean? It has no power over you. You got to be more interested in the spiritual truth about yourself and your life. And as you are, everything starts to transform. Whoa, the light just did something awesome. So, energy pulls. We're going to do some energy pulls right now. It's 5 minutes to 11, and that's going to be the way we wrap up this talk today. So energy pulls are a powerful tool that you can use to overcome obstacles and bring you really toward the life you desire. And they're an exercise like guided meditation. They teach us how to work with the universe, how to move energy through the universe in different ways to rearrange the molecules to bring you what you truly desire. And so you don't have to tell me what it is that you desire. This energy pulling is going to work automatically, because that's the way it works. So I invite you to, in this moment, put down whatever's in your lap, uncross your legs, and put your feet firmly on the ground in front of you. Do whatever you need to do to get comfortable in your chair. Maybe you need to scratch your nose or yawn. I'm going to do it now. Contagious. Maybe you need to stretch your arms or scratch your toe. Whatever it is, right? Just shake it out, and allow yourself to be fully present and in this moment now. Okay? And now I invite you to close your eyes if that's comfortable for you, or you can rest your gaze gently a few feet in front of you. And now, picture the space that is outside of your skin, just outside of your skin. Get the energy of that. It's like where the little hairs on your arms are. Now expand that space to the size of the room that we're in here. The top 4 corners of this room. Expand your energy out into that space and expand it out over the whole of this entire building, this lake pavilion that we're in, or those of you live streaming, wherever you find yourselves. Expand it out over the whole of the building that you're in, whether it's a little shack or a big skyscraper. And now expand your energy out over the city block. It's out over the city block. We've got our energy going out to the lake, and this is a huge block. We're going all the way out to the end of the lake to that street, and we're going all the way out to that street that's on the other side, Morrow or whatever that is. And now, expand your energy out into the oceans and beyond your country, beyond your continent, and over the entire world. The entire globe. Expand your energy. Now go beyond the outer atmosphere. Go beyond the solar system, beyond each planet, beyond our galaxy. And now expand your energy out into the farthest reaches of the universe, as far as you can possibly go. And when you come to an end of where you're willing to expand, go beyond that. Allow the energy of the other people in this room who are also pulling and expanding to contribute to your expansion also. Feel that energy. Feel that powerful energy. We all have barriers to unkindness that stop us from receiving a contribution. But what if you could receive all of it from everyone? From everyone in this group. Allow yourself to experience that energy. All the kindness, all of the difficulty, all of the joy. Receive the contribution, and now expand out even further to the places and spaces that you have not even previously fathomed. You are out beyond the great beyond, 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 beyond. Beyond. Now in front of you, get the energy of the future you've always known was possible. Whatever that is about you and your life. How much would you like to travel in a month? How much money would you like to create and have? Who would you like to surround yourself with every day? What kind of energies do you truly desire? Are there any energies that you have bought into that you do desire that belong to somebody else? If so, you can return those energies now. Return to sender. Now put the energies that are truly fervent, the stuff that you really want, the truly generative energies, spaces, places, and futures, put them out in front of you right now. Right in front of your solar plexus, which is like at the center of your torso. Right above your navel, near the diaphragm, right here. This energy is right here. Now let the energy live here as a living creature and as a possibility and being. This is the life that you'd like to have. It's all right here, right now. Right in front of your solar plexus. Now pull through that. You're going to start to pull energy through that, right? You're going to start to pull energy through that ball into your solar plexus. Pull the energy, pull that energy, and you're pulling this energy through the whole universe. You're pulling the energy through this being that is in front of you, this energetic being, the possibility and the being, the life that you would love to have, the life that you know is yours. Pull your energy through that. Pull this energy through and allow the energy to come through every single pore of your body and out the back of you. You're pulling this energy through the whole universe. You went beyond the great beyond, 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 beyond. You're pulling the energy down from that into this ball and right through you, and continue to pull that energy. Pull that energy. Pull it through the ball, through your body, and let it go out the back of you, and keep pulling. Keep pulling just like a big river of light, and you're pulling all this light energy in, and pull harder, not with more force, but with more demand and distinction. I am pulling this energy of the entire universe, the cosmos, in. I'm pulling this energy in now. Pull it through that ball. Keep pulling, keep pulling. It's a big river of light. Now let trickles go out. Trickles of this energy go out to all the people who can help and assist you in contributing and creating your phenomenal life. to what is possible for you. Let those trickles go out. Let the trickles go out to everyone who can assist you. Thousands of people. There are thousands of people today that can assist you so that when you run into somebody out on the street, they already recognize your energy signature because you have pulled that energy in and they are willing to contribute to you. So flow it out, flow it out, flow it out. Don't be afraid to allow that divine energy to circulate. Now begin to pull again. Pull that energy through the whole universe, through the ball and through you. Pull it in until you feel vulnerable. Pull it into your body. Your body is vulnerable. It's receiving. Let your entire body be vulnerable from your head to your toes, to the tips of your fingers, to your stomach and shoulders and knees. You are pulling this energy in. Receive it. You're pulling through that whole universe, through the ball and out the back of you. All right. So what energy, space, and consciousness can you and your body be to create a reality totally beyond this reality with total ease? And now we will go forth and create our lives. And if things get wonky, we keep pulling this energy. We pull this cosmic energy to us, into us, through us. We stop whatever we're doing and we pull it. We've always been pulling energy. We're always pulling energy at our disposal with our thoughts and our thinking and what we're watching and how we're being and behaving. And now we're doing it in a different way. We're pulling this energy consciously. We know that whatever spirit has for us is coming to us. There's no way it could not. There's no way it could not. We remember in this moment, I am infinite. I am not finite. And so it is. All right, open your eyes. Welcome back from the cosmos. I'm going to now invite our musicians to come on up and prepare us for our closing song and closing. And as they do so, I just want to wrap it up with a few questions to ask yourself this week. And those questions are, am I allowing my good to get in the way of my great? Number 2, are there any obstacles that are keeping me from moving to higher heights? Number 3, am I moving to higher heights in my life? And number 4 is not a question, it's ascend. Turn to someone next to you and say that. Ascend. 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 And so it is. All right.
How sweet it is to be loved by you. How sweet it is to be loved by you. I needed the shelter of someone's arms, and there you were. I needed someone to understand my ups and downs, and there you were. With sweet love and devotion, deeply touching my emotion, I want to stop and thank you, Spirit. I want to stop and thank you, Spirit. Oh yes, how sweet it is to be loved by you. Feels so fine. How sweet it is to be loved by you. I close my eyes at night, wondering where would I be without you in my life. Everything I did was just a bore. Everywhere I went, I thought I've been here before. But you brighten up for me all of my days with a love so sweet in so many ways. I want to stop and thank you, Spirit. I just want to stop and thank you, Spirit. Oh yeah, how sweet You were better to me than I was to myself. For me, there's you and there ain't nobody else. I wanna stop and thank you, Spirit. I wanna stop just to thank you, God. Yes, I do. How sweet it is to be loved by you in the midnight hour. How sweet it is to